Good day everyone. So today video we gonna discuss about difference between single action and double action pistol and the purposes and how it works this pistol for their characteristic. So in my research, an easy way to remember the difference between single and double action is to remember that the single action trigger performs just a single action, dropping the hammer, which frees the round, and a double action trigger performs two actions in one trigger pull, cocking the hammer and then release it. So in single action, will be begin with single action because this is where firearms got their start historically speaking using the technical definition of single action. Black powder rifles and muskets that predate revolvers were single action where the shooter had to manually pull the hammer back before pulling the trigger. So it's easy to understand that is regards to revolvers, single action means that one trigger pull equals one fired round, and that is the shooter then has to cock the hammer to be able to fire in next round. The benefit of single action firearm is that the trigger pull is both light and short. This allows you to squeeze the round up without having to exert much force through your hand, which could affect your accuracy. Due to this benefit, many people find single action triggers to easier to shoot and smoother experience. The downside is that if you were using single action revolver, you will need to cock the hammer before every single shoot. So kini jay kay ginagamit ni sa unang panahon, just like the western people that kanang mogamit sila black powder na which is one ammo equal to one shot. So that is the single action in pistol. So in double action, with double action triggers, the difference between revolvers and semi-automatics become more apparent because of how follow-up shots are added. A double action revolver will have a trigger that both cocks the hammer and releases it in one pull, and this will occur for every shot unless the hammer is pulled back manually before the shot. If the double action is used every time with the revolver, the trigger will be informed that the same pull length and weight with every shot. This allows the shooter to grow accustomed to the trigger quicker because it's going to be the same way every time it is pulled. So what is action? A mechanism is the trigger hammer that zip-ties considered as a single unit. The action of a weapon defines how the mechanism is built and used. The types of action of single double vary based on the function performed by the trigger. In single action, when a trigger is pulled, the hammer is released, causing the cartridge the chamber to fire. They are called single action because only one mechanism, the release of the hammer, occurs when the trigger is pulled in order for the gun to fire.